Hey, here's a word of encouragement for you. You may be preparing for something that you know nothing about. You see, we go through our ordinary lives and ordinary days, doing ordinary things, thinking there's probably nothing meaningful or significant going on here. I'm just doing what I normally do as a parent or as a worker, as a student. I'm just doing my thing. But what you don't know is that you may be preparing for something that you know nothing about. Let me tell you a story from my faith tradition as a follower of Jesus. There's a story in the Gospel of Mark about an unknown guy who's just ordinary, living an ordinary life, doing ordinary things. Again, he's so ordinary we don't even know his name. But he decides that he will set up his second floor room for a banquet, for a party, for someone to show up. We don't know that he knew anything was being planned. He just wanted to set up that room. Ordinary thing from an ordinary guy in an ordinary life. Story goes that shortly after he finished setting up the room, two other dudes show up and said, "Hey, our master says, where's the room prepared for me to eat the Passover with my disciples?" And he's like, "Oh, here it is." And he shows them the room. They said, "Perfect." And in just a little while, Jesus and his 12 show up and have what we know now as the Last Supper. You see, he was preparing for something that he knew nothing about. An ordinary guy living an ordinary life, doing ordinary things, but something massive and epic was about to happen, and he was preparing for it. So perhaps you are a student in high school or college. You're going to school and class every day. You're doing your homework and your assignments. You're taking care of business like you're supposed to be doing, living an ordinary life. But you're preparing for something that you know nothing about. Maybe you're going to work every day. Hey, maybe you own your own business and you're taking care of the accounting and the finances and you're getting jobs and you're making assignments. You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Ordinary things in an ordinary life. But you're preparing for something that you know nothing about. You're a parent, and you're doing parenting things every single day. You're getting your kids up for school, you're taking care of them, you're feeding them, you're picking them up at school and taking them to ball practice or ballet practice or whatever you're supposed to be doing, ordinary things in ordinary life. But you're preparing for something that you know nothing about. Or maybe you're an adult child taking care of your parent. You're going to the nursing home every day. You're going to their house every day. You're making sure their pantry has groceries that are not expired, and they're taking their medicine, and they're getting the exercise, and they're engaging in conversation. You're taking care of them ordinary things in an ordinary life, but you're preparing for something that you know nothing about. You see, it's easy to look at the ordinary lives that most all of us are living and think, is there really anything going on? And in fact, there is. For instance, our unknown friend in Mark 14, he knew nothing about the grand scale of the Last Supper and what it would mean, and that for 2,000 years people would be talking about that moment. You see, he was preparing for something grand that he knew nothing about. And so are you, and so am I. All of us are part of a greater, beautiful tapestry that's being woven together. And one day we'll understand perhaps better that we were doing something epic that we knew nothing about. So today, as you go through your daily activities, whatever you do every day, don't dismiss or discount the value of what you're doing. They may seem mundane, ordinary, boring, maybe meaningless. But keep this in mind. You are preparing for something that you know nothing about. Well, hey, thanks for watching. I'm so glad we can engage in this conversation. Leave your comments. Let me know the things you're discovering about the ordinary life you're living. And let's continue to pursue and discover a rich and satisfying life, one that we were created to live. And let's share this with others, and let's encourage and inspire each other to those lives.